Good morning, everyone. It's Monday, the 21st of June. I hope you all had a lovely weekend, even though the weather was a bit wet. But it's lovely to see you again this morning. As you can see, it is my assembly. So I'm just going to quickly share my screen and go on to the slideshow. Okay, so as you are aware, our core value for this half term is resilience. And resilience can be the ability to cope when things go wrong. Now, as we come towards the end of the year, I know some of you or all of you have been doing assessments. You've been working really hard in Arts Fortnight. And at this time of year is the time of year that we all start to feel a little bit tired. And so I think it's very, very apt that resilience is our core value at this time. Now, here are some other kind of ways in which we can show resilience: by bouncing back after difficult times, dealing with challenges and still holding your head up. So even if you have been disappointed by something or someone, that you take another step forward, that you don't let it get you down, that you carry on. Giving new things a go or trying your best. Now, I know lots of you have been using completely different media to things that you may have used before during Arts Fortnight. Everyone has been drawing onto wood. I don't know if I have ever drawn onto wood before. I don't think I have. So that's something new. And just having a go, not giving up before you start, that is our resilience. That is showing that we are growing stronger inside. And that's the final one there. So I wanted to tell you a story, and this is a true story about a man, I'm just going to move me down a bit, called Kyle Carpenter. Now, this time last week, I had never heard of Kyle Carpenter, but as some of you are aware, I have a little drive to and from work, and I like to listen to the radio or listen to podcasts, and podcasts are a little bit like audio clips, so stories and reports and documentaries about things. And this was a podcast entitled Awesome Optimism. And I thought, right, this sounds interesting, I'm going to listen to this. And it was all about this man, Kyle Carpenter. Now, as you can see, he's not someone who lives in the UK. He is an American man, and he was in the Marines. Now, the Marines, let me show you, are like a bit like our army, or Navy rather. They are a branch of the United States Armed Forces. Now, what interested me in his story was that Kyle was the youngest person, the youngest living person to receive the Medal of Honor. Now, this is the Medal of Honor, and it is the highest award that a soldier can be given in America. So if you think of all the medals that you see the military wear, this is the one that is the highest, the most coveted Medal of Honor. And it caught my attention because I thought, how can someone who is so young win a Medal of Honor like this? What is his story? And I'm always interested in stories about people. So here is a picture of Barack Obama, who was the president of the United States before President Trump and President Biden. And this is Barack Obama awarding Kyle his Medal of Honor. Now, this is how he achieved it. He was in a battle. He was a very young man. He was only 21. So that's, only about 9, 10 years, well, 10 or 11 years, maybe older than some of you in year 5 and 6. And he was in a battle, and he was on a rooftop, and people were throwing grenades at him. Now, for those of you that have studied kind of World War II, you will know what a grenade is. It is like a round object that has a sort of plug in the top, and if you pull it out and then throw it, when it hits the ground, it explodes, a little bit like a bomb. And he was up on this roof and he was watching out for his enemy, and a number of these grenades were thrown at him and his friend. And rather than moving away from the grenade, Kyle moved towards it and covered the grenade to prevent his friend from getting injured or from dying. Now, that is an unbelievably selfless act, I believe. And I found it fascinating that somebody in that instant, when they know that their life is in danger, can move towards something rather than away from them, when they know for certain that it could injure them or even worse, even kill them. But he chose to do that to save his friend in that instant. Now, of course, that had an effect on him, and he was terribly, terribly injured. He had to be taken out of the place where he was in battle, and he was flown back to the United States, and he was in hospital, and he stayed there for 3 years. He was in hospital for 3 years, where they performed lots and lots of different operations to make him well again. Over 40 operations he had to have in that time. And throughout that time, he, I suppose, had lots of time to think. Now, I'm just going to show you a short clip of President Obama at the time talking to a crowd at the medal award ceremony. So here we go.
The C-SPAN networks bring you long-form public affairs programming from the nation's capital.
Just going
and
to
public service of your television
whiz
provider.
through the
C-SPAN,
adverts.
created by cable.
And we can all learn from Kyle's example. As we prepare for the reading of the citation, I'd like to close with his own words, a message, I think, for every American. It took a life-changing event to get me to truly appreciate the precious and amazing life I have been blessed with. Please take it from me. Enjoy every day to the fullest. Don't take life too seriously. Always try to make it count. Appreciate the small and simple things. Be kind and help others. Let the ones you love always know you love them. And when things get hard, trust there is a bigger plan and that you will be stronger for it. Pretty good message. Corporal William Kyle Carpenter should not be alive today, but the fact that he is gives us reason to trust that there is indeed a bigger plan. So God bless you, Kyle. God bless all who serve and protect the precious and amazing life that we are blessed with. May God continue to bless and keep strong the United States of America. Semper Fi.
Okay, I'm just going to whiz it forward a bit, because then they read out all of his awards, and I want us to see him get his medal. Let's see. Okay. Can you hear all the cameras going off?
The C-SPAN network.
Okay, so he was awarded that medal in 2014, so 4 years, in fact, after the event happened. And as you can see, you can still see that he has a few scars on his face. He also sadly damaged one of his eyes, so he can only now see out of one eye.
The C-SPAN.
But he didn't let that event hold him back. And since that time, although he broke both of his legs and his arms. Remember, he had so many injuries. Since that time, he has run a number of marathons. Now, a marathon is 26 miles. So if you think, if you were in bed for 3 years, even taking one step after that time would have been a huge accomplishment. But he has run several marathons, and he's also been skydiving, amongst many, many other things. He also now travels around a lot and talks to sort of schools. He goes and visits sort of people's places of work. He visits communities and tells his story. And his story has now been made into a book, and he's written it himself. So as well as doing all those other things, he's also found time to write a book. And the book is called You're Worth It. And when I was listening to the podcast, they asked him why he called it that. And the reason being, he said, was that when you are a soldier, and I'm sure soldiers in the UK have this as well, and you're in your uniform, often people approach you and they say things like, thank you for your service, thank you for looking after us, all of those things, especially in difficult times. And his response to that comment was always, you are worth it, you are worth it, not thank you, but you are worth it. That the armed forces are people that serve their country, and that was his response. So you are worth it. And I thought, what an incredible story of resilience, of someone who went through something very, very difficult, very challenging, who showed incredible bravery by wanting to save his friend initially, and then everything that came after that, having to learn to walk again, all of those different things, and then learning to run, and then learning to do things that he had never done before. And his whole outlook on life was so positive that I thought he was an excellent role model for our core value. And so Kyle Carpenter, someone I'd never heard of a week ago, I've now been kind of trying to find out a little bit more about him. A very fascinating person who did something incredible while he was still very, very young. So I'm going to talk a little bit about one more thing, but this is something that he said: the only limitations you have are the ones you place on yourself. And obviously he believes in that. And I was thinking about, maybe some of us over the past few weeks and this year, which has been very difficult for lots and lots of people. And yet, as long as we keep stepping forward, we keep carrying on, we are each building that inner strength in ourselves. Remember last time when I was talking about tying your invisible superhero cloak around you each morning? This makes you stand a bit taller and be a bit braver each day. Now, there is a picture of him when he first joined the Marines. Look how young he looked. Now, Mrs. Piezzi will be awarding Summer One attendance certificates this week. So I'm sure you'll all be looking forward to receiving those. So there will be gold, silver and bronze certificates awarded depending on your levels of attendance. So really, really well done to those of you that will be receiving those. If you don't receive one of them, remember our value of resilience, and we're trying really hard this term. Maybe if you didn't get it next term, that is going to be your target for this half term. So those will be given out this week. And one more thing is that on Thursday morning of this week, we'll be inviting some very special visitors to our school. We have got 6 of our governors. Now, our governors are people that help us to make sure that Forest Academy continues to get better and better. So they are people that are passionate about our school, and they are coming in to visit because they haven't been able to visit for quite a while. So they will be walking around, they will be popping into classes, they will want to speak to you, I imagine, and your teachers, and they might ask you some questions about your learning, what you've been enjoying at school this year. So please do show them a lovely welcome, as I know you will. And we're going to show them what Forest is like at its absolute best. So we're going to show them that, as I see every day and all the other teachers see, that we are always polite and kind to each other, that we look after each other, that we always work hard and try our best. I had a wonderful presentation panel session on Friday with Mehmet and Kyle, and we looked at a few books then together. But we are very proud of the hard work that all of you put in and the beautiful displays that we have around our school. So you may well be asked about that and talk about that, talk about your learning, talk about what has inspired you to write your outcome or inspired you for your artwork over the past few weeks. We also know that you all enjoy learning outdoors, and on Twitter last week there were some fantastic photographs of all of our wonderful crops that are growing outside the classrooms, and we've had some great PE lessons outside, thankfully, this half term. Some athletics going on, our cricket day, lots of things to keep us outside. And we are agents of change. So children that have managed to get their writing published in a book, we are very, very proud of you. And those of you that are thinking about your global curriculum outcomes and things that you are doing to try and make our planet a better place, like all the recycling happening in reception. I know children in Year 3 have been learning about how to stop plastic from getting into our rivers and oceans. And Year 4 staged a peaceful protest just over a week ago, and they were doing their march, teaching us all about climate change and how we can all have an impact on improving the situation in our own planet. So it's important that we share all of these things that we are proud of, and that we all understand that the only limits that we put on ourselves, our only limitations rather, are the ones that we put on ourselves, as Kyle Carpenter very wisely said. Anyway, have a wonderful week, and I will see you around school. Remember our value of resilience. Don't give up. And I'm really looking forward to seeing all your Arts Fortnight outcomes this week, because we're going to be starting to display them and put them up around the school. Anyway, take care, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.